Hey, so in this video from Queen City Rent-A-Geek, if you need a geek, I'm your geek, we're going to talk about how to clean up your hard drive on your Windows 10 computer. Now, this doesn't have to be a scary process, so if you're one of those folks that feels a little stressed out by doing any kind of work on your computer, it's okay. But if you're getting that annoying little pop-up message that says that your hard drive is almost full, you really need to do this. It's super easy. I'm going to walk you through it. Okay, so first, we're going to go to the File Explorer. That's the little yellow envelope in the bottom of your screen. You can see down at the very bottom of my screen on my taskbar, I have different shortcut items, and one of them is the little yellow folder. So we're going to click on that, and it will open up. This gives me a list of everything that's on my computer. So first I want to come down to where it says this PC. See that section on the left-hand side? Look further down the list where it says Windows C:. So C: is going to be your main hard drive. I'm going to right click on that. That's using the right mouse button, and come over here to Properties. And then to click on Properties, we're going to click on the left mouse button. So that opens up this window. Let's minimize that so we can see what we're doing. Alright, so this shows the total capacity of my hard drive and a little diagram that tells us how much space are we using of the hard drive. So the blue part of this circle is the percentage of the hard disk we're using, and the gray space on the circle is the percentage of the hard disk that we're not using. So I'm really not doing too bad here, but let's, just do a cleanup anyway because it's good practice. We'll hit here and do disk cleanup. Alright, so that opened on my other screen. Let's pull that over for you. There's the window that opens when we do the disk cleanup. You'll see several different things that are checked automatically for us. And what you want to do is kind of look at this list and see if there's anything here that you don't want to get rid of. So for instance, on my computer, I don't want to get rid of what's in my downloads folder. It's not a good filing practice, but I use a lot of the stuff that's in my downloads folder, especially things that I just haven't filed yet. So I don't want to get rid of the stuff that's in my downloads folder. Downloads folder is whenever you're online and you open, say, a PDF that was attached to an email, or you've installed a new program and it had to download to your computer first. Most browsers, when you download something off the internet, it puts it in the downloads folder. For a lot of folks, you've already used those files and they're stored somewhere else already, and it's fine to have it checked. The rest of these things, recycle bin, is things that you have deleted already, but your computer has saved for you in the recycle bin in case you wanted to go back and say, oops, I didn't mean to delete that. Then you could go to your recycle bin. Whatever's in my recycle bin, I don't need. I'm going to let go of it. Temporary files are just what it sounds like. It's just files that are temporary. They're not files that you need to have, and the computer will recreate what it needs as you go. Let's see here. Anything else on this list? No, there is nothing else on this list that I need to get rid of. This is going to give me an extra 1 gigabyte of disk space. So I'm going to hit OK, delete files, and it is running the disk cleanup. So here's our progress bar, and it'll give us a status as it's going through. It's done already. So the disk cleanup is done. Now I'm going to show you a second level of disk cleanup if that's not enough for you. So maybe you're just really critical on disk space. So let's go back into the disk cleanup, and this time we're going to go to this cleanup system files. Now, when we pull that up, it's going to give us a dialog here where it is calculating what we need to get rid of or what we could get rid of, and it's going to give us another list just like it did a minute ago so that we can verify what we actually want to get rid of. Okay, so here's the list that it's given us. Windows Update Cleanup. So there's nearly 4 gigabytes there in the Windows Update Cleanup. See, I can totally get rid of that stuff. This is whenever your Windows updates, it downloads files to your computer and then installs the updates, but it doesn't get rid of those files. We don't need to keep those files. Upgrade log files, that can be cleaned out. Temporary internet files, Windows error reports, totally I'm good with getting rid of that stuff. I still don't want to get rid of my downloads. And very good. So that will give me another 3.74 gigabytes. And I'm going to say yes. Let's let her go. Delete the files. And it is running through that second level of disk cleanup. So the first one is good if you're not totally critical, but you just really need to clean up a little bit of disk space. It's also good if you've never done the disk cleanup. Go ahead and do it because you'll be freeing up space and for the most part getting rid of files you just don't need. I say for the most part because, like, at least in my case, if I had left the downloads folder checked, it would have deleted files that, well, I don't need because I could always get them back. It's files that I've gotten off from online anyway, but files that I didn't want to get rid of. So the first level is going to be really good for the majority of you guys out there. Now, I'm from the South. I should have said y'all. Okay, so this particular cleanup actually takes a minute longer than the first one, but it will clean up and give me a little bit more disk space, and you're going to be good to go from there. Now, if you're still critical on disk space, there's going to be another section of things that you can do, and that'll be to remove programs from your computer that you don't need or you're not using. So while that's running, let's pull that up. I am going to go to my search, and in the search I'm going to start typing uninstall. And as I start to type that, I don't even have to type the whole word, I get best match, add or remove programs. Well, that's exactly what I want. Add or remove programs. And let's pull that screen over here. And this is our list of programs that are installed on your computer. If there are any programs on here that you're not using and you don't want, then, or maybe it's a program you used to use but you don't need it anymore, this is another good way to free up some space. So what is this list telling us? Well, first of all, it's ordered alphabetically, so that helps. If there's a program that you want to get rid of, you can come up in the search here and do a search for it. So let's see, for instance, I could get rid of one of the piano programs. I type piano, it gives me these two programs here. Now, on this, and I didn't have to hit enter or anything like that, just start typing and it will automatically start populating your list of matches. It will also tell you how much space that program is taking up on the computer. So this first one, Piano 10, is taking up 37.4 megabytes. Now, if you don't know the difference between a megabyte and a gigabyte, let me just say that a megabyte is a lot less than a gigabyte, okay? So 1,000 megabytes is 1 gigabyte. Remember, we just freed up 1 gigabyte of space by doing the disk cleanup on the computer. So this is minuscule in comparison to the amount of space that we were cleaning up before. However, some programs may actually be quite large. Let's go back to this list. I'm going to hit the X to clear the search, and it's going to show me the list again. And we can just scroll down the list here as well to see if there's anything that's just, crazy big. You'll see these that say KB. So KB is even smaller than an MB. So kilobytes, 1,000 kilobytes is 1 megabyte. 1,000 megabytes is 1 gigabyte. So kilobytes is just crazy small by comparison to the space when we're talking about in terms of how much space you have or need on your computer. And I would always recommend that you have at least minimum 2 gigabytes or 2,000 megabytes as free space on your hard drive. If you have less than that, you're going to start running into some problems where your computer's just not able to do stuff very well. And actually, even with just that, you're probably going to be running into problems where the computer's running slow or things just feel like the computer's strangling itself to work. So I can go down this list and look and see if there's anything that I want to get rid of. See, here's one that actually takes up some space. GIMP takes up 1 gigabyte. But I use that program all the time, so I am not going to get rid of it. And I'll just keep going down the list here because there's a couple of things I wanted to highlight for you. I have an HP computer, and so because it's an HP computer, there's some HP software on here. Don't really want to get rid of any of that stuff. If you have a Dell, you're going to see some Dell stuff on there. You're not going to really want to get rid of the Dell stuff. Hulu. I really don't use Hulu on this computer, but it's only taken up 191 kilobytes, KB, so I'm not going to worry about that. When you see these Intel things, that's pertaining to stuff that makes your computer work, don't get rid of that. And let's see. Now we're into some of the Microsoft apps that come stock on the computer. Not really going to be able to get rid of these. Like, I don't use this messaging app at all. But I don't use this Microsoft News at all. There's a lot of Microsoft apps that I don't use, but not really going to be able to get rid of those. Microsoft Office I do use, so I'm not going to get rid of that. Microsoft Photos, can't get rid of any of them. And then you see the Microsoft Visual C++. Don't get rid of any of that either. Minecraft, I don't need it. And Mozilla I do use. Netflix, I don't use that on this computer. Office, People, Piano. So Skype you're not going to be able to get rid of either. That's also owned by Microsoft now, and so that's just a part of your computer. The other thing you can do is if there's a program on here that you see and you're like, I don't even know what that is, you can Google it. I did that just a minute ago because I didn't know what one of the programs was, and when I looked it up, I went, oh, yeah, okay, so I don't really want to get rid of that. And just type in exactly what it says if you want to Google it and see what it is. But I would just encourage you to stick with what you know. I know I have never used this since the day I installed it, so I'm not going to use it. So if you just click on the item that you want to uninstall, and then click on uninstall, it says this app will, and its related info will be uninstalled. So it's just verifying that you really do want to uninstall it. And so you'll hit uninstall again. And it's going to give you the progress bar to let you know that it's doing what you have instructed it to do. And then boom, that one's gone. Let's get rid of this one too. Click on it. I'm going to hit uninstall, uninstall, and let it go. And then we're going to get rid of this one too. I installed this for someone else to be able to play on my computer. Uninstall, uninstall, and then there we go. So those are gone. Let's see here. The Pokemon opened up another window over here. Would you like to remove online settings and temporary? Absolutely. Yes, I want to remove the whole shebang. And let me just give you that window. Here's the progress bar for that one. So while that goes, I'm going to go ahead and close this. And that is going to finish uninstalling. And our disk cleanup just finished. And so we've freed up a little bit more space. Actually, if you were paying attention there, you could see the little blue bar jump back just a little bit to give me a little bit more free space. So that is how you clean up your computer. Clean up some things that just don't need to be taking up space on your computer. Free up some space on your hard drive. If you need a geek, I'm your geek. And please like and subscribe to my channel. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. The more subscriptions I get, the more stuff I can do. It's been a pleasure. Have a great day. Peace out.